80% of children's brains are developed by age 3, and if you are a parent concerned with your child's development, don't wait. Here to tell us how AzOPT and Kids Place can help is occupational therapist Amanda Mazeroff.
Yes, thank you for having me.
How are you, Amanda?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Let's talk about this because it is a time that we need to start looking at our kids, especially as we know the world has changed and the growth has changed with them. And parents, how can I say, maybe trying to compete with other parents and going, well, my kid started walking at 1 year old, mine started at 2, and then someone's going, well, mine isn't walking yet. Should I be worried or not worried?
Yeah, and everybody develops at their own pace, and that's okay, but I just don't want parents to wait if they do have concerns. So I just want to get the word out there that if anybody has any concerns regarding their child's development, the child has regressed in any skills, or they have just any basic concerns, they should reach out to their pediatrician, who can send a referral to us for either pediatric occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech, or feeding therapy services.
So let's talk about what AzOPT and Kids Place does.
Yeah, so AzOPT was founded in 2007 by two great physical therapists, Terry and Ryan Roberts. They wanted something different for the Valley, so they hire only licensed therapists. We have no techs, aides, or assistants, and we provide really strong one-on-one therapy for adults with physical ailments, as well as the pediatric population from birth to about 8 years old.
Yeah, and right there is important, you said, the therapy, what they need, and not to blow it off, not to sit and wait and go, well, you know, they'll grow out of this, or they're just growing, they're doing things. But if you start seeing a child having the difficulties there, it is definitely time to look and see about having them be looked at.
Exactly, because those first 5 years of life are really the most critical. And positive and negative experiences during those first few years will really impact them through adulthood. So I think using that really important time period to just make sure that they are meeting those milestones and doing everything to their fullest potential is so important.
Yeah, it's just amazing when I saw that number about 80% of a child's brain is developed by 3.
And 90% by 5.
Wow.
So let's not wait, especially because the wait lists around the pediatric therapy world in the Valley are very long. So I just implore parents to reach out if they have any concerns at all.
Yeah, and we're not talking about them actually knowing, like, knowing math and all that. We're talking about just the way that they're processing stuff and the way they're doing things.
Yeah.
And that's eating, and that's walking, that's potty trained, different things like that. And I think sometimes, we hear, well, he was 5 or 6. And it's kind of funny that parents kind of like forget numbers when the children are young and not realizing, wait, that child wasn't 5, the child was 3. So maybe we need to go look instead of trying to push the number off.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So, and what's some things that we should start looking for in our children when we start to look and see about them growing up in the different things?
I think familiarize yourself with the developmental milestones and reach out to a professional if you have any concerns. I don't want to scare any parents into thinking because their child might be a little bit behind, they have to go rush to all these different services. But just keep in touch with your pediatrician, make sure that they're within normal limits, and if not, let's address it.
Yeah, and especially since we were in the pandemic, it was hard for parents to get to those pediatricians.
Exactly.
They were kind of like more watching the kids a little bit and seeing them
More
grow.
screen time too, so we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of difficulties with attention, even like holding pencils, just being able to tolerate those everyday meaningful activities. So at our clinic, we just want to increase their independence and success in completing those age-appropriate activities.
Yeah, and I think also too it's very important that you do let the parents know it's okay.
Yes.
It's no longer, I think, the stigma is that, oh my goodness, if I send my kid to have therapy, there's something wrong with them, and it's me, and I did something wrong, whatever.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's what's reassuring that you do for the parents too, is that you pretty much let them know, no, this is it's a development. It's not your fault. You did nothing wrong. You didn't have, it wasn't the vitamins you took or anything. It just something happens. But
just happens, and that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you get the child help, that's the part that you've done well.
Exactly. Yes, and so I think talking to your doctor, getting that referral, you would come meet a licensed therapist. They would speak one-on-one with your family, really get to the bottom of what's been challenging at home and in the community, and target specific goals to make everything a little bit easier for the whole family. And We as therapists are very neurodivergent affirming, so we will use their strengths and their special interests to make them want to come to therapy, want to work hard, and they might not necessarily know they're working hard.
Yeah, therapy's changed a lot, so
Yes.
it's very important. So, where can people find more information about AzOPT and Kids Place?
AzOPT.net. Nice and simple. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. Amanda, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
All right. All right. We got more mix coming up right after this.